Some marketing material sent out by Vancouver-based law firm is sparking conversation. Air fresheners were mailed out to clients of Acumen Law, which specializes in impaired driving defense. Its packaging directs users to place the Acu freshener in your pocket so you smell fresh and delightful if you're pulled over or approaching a roadblock, raising some questions about how lawyers can and can't advertise.
Yeah, so this is definitely a gray area. You need to balance clever advertising with ethical advertising. There's a lot of things lawyers can't do that people in other areas of work or practice can do.
Martin says law societies have just recently started paying closer attention to how firms go about their advertising, and says there are two guiding principles that marketing material is expected to follow.
Marketing activities can't be contrary to the best interests of the public or bring the administration of justice into disrepute.
Meanwhile, Paul Doroshenko of Acumen Law defends the air fresheners, saying they don't have the ability to actually obstruct police in their work.
You know, there's things people could do to obstruct a police investigation. For the most part, those things fail and they end up charged with obstruction of justice. Having an air freshener, using cologne, none of those things are obstruction of justice, and we're not encouraging anybody to obstruct justice.
Doroshenko says the air fresheners were sent out as a way to warn people about upcoming changes to cannabis driving laws. As of December 18th, police will be able to demand that you provide a sample of breath for a roadside test, essentially on a whim. Police will no longer have to have grounds to make that demand.
And that is something that we're really concerned about. We're very concerned that we're going to see a spike in those circumstances where people are alleged to have refused to provide a sample.
The new law was introduced as part of cannabis legalization, and Doroshenko says he expects the law to come under fire in court because it waives the requirement that police suspect impairment before actually demanding a test.
It's not based on any reason. So is it a reasonable search and seizure? We say that it's not reasonable when you don't have a reason, and we think that's the underlying argument that will be made in the constitutional challenges which are forthcoming. The air freshener is to get people to pay attention to it.
Now, there is a roadside machine that's been approved for cannabis testing in Canada. It tests saliva, unlike breath, for drivers suspected of alcohol impairment. Vancouver police have said they've obtained the machine but are adopting a wait-and-see approach before using it on Vancouver streets. In Vancouver, David Zura, City News.